We're back. We're playing some Coriolis. We're just discussing some talents and which character is leading the other characters astray.
It's not me.
It's not Zellion, because Zellion has a heart of gold. Heart of gold from that mercenary.
I have only killed one person, whereas Kashar has also killed one person. So we're...
I didn't kill anybody, I just shot them.
I thought they died.
No.
I kept them alive.
Yeah. Carver's, unkilled them.
Alright, fair enough. It is just me then.
That was an accident, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't your fault the fridge slipped.
Yeah, so it was a bad kitchen, badly maintained back of house. So after the badly maintained back of house, we went to Alkamar's. We had a meeting with a judge. We had some sort of meeting, and we're pretty sure she knows a chunk of stuff about us, but also that she's interested in the mystic disease and the strange things that are going on there.
Mm-hmm.
She asked us. I just shot them. It's their fault they died. Thanks, Lily.
Yeah, I completely agree. Is this side louder, by the way?
That side's better, yeah.
Okay, so I fixed it. That's what when you're gifted technologically, that's what you can do. Just fix things by turning them around. It's a great skill, honestly.
We put the mic the right way around. So we had this sort of sparring match where we were trying to find a load of information out of the judge, and the judge was trying to get us to do their bidding. And we agreed we would sort of work. She'd be our patron or something. She's going to try and help us get our ship back.
She gave us money.
She agreed to give you some money if you went and investigated the emissary's disappearance.
Same thing.
Part of the money would be up front, provided you arrived and looked through the emissary's place, the emissary's residence. And we ended last week getting in a lift to go up to the spire with a Kuba, this adjudicator, who looks pretty cool, with her adjudicator armor on and some sort of adjudicator-issued rifle, carbine or something she's got slung across her back, and a shock stick or something by her side. So it's all pretty exciting. And we got in that lift and we went up to the spire. And that's kind of where we start. So the lift opens up and it's a very different place. Like Alkamar's opened into like a private lounge, and where you could empty all your illegal guns or whatever into this. This opens up, and it opens up on what looks like the edge of a park. This is a huge green space in the middle of Coriolis, in the middle of the spire. There's a lake. There is like a couple of folks sat fishing in the lake, and there are like it's like a huge. This is not like a stark contrast to Aram Yaffa's house.
I think if we're going to investigate this properly, we should probably live here for a bit.
Just move in.
Why not? It seems like there's room.
Yeah, maybe.
Why is there a lake?
It's for drowning peasants.
Akuba gives you like a look, but you can't really see her because she's got a mask on. She's got a headgear on. But her head sort of snaps over towards Kashar.
See, I was right. She knows I know now.
And she points across the lake, and you can see like there's a sort of rise, and looking out with like that must have a beautiful lake view is this small residence. And Akuba points at it and says, "That's the emissary's house. Come on, we could walk around and get there." And she begins to head off in that way. And a couple of people like on the way sort of nod. You're not sure whether they're nodding at her in recognition of if they know Akuba, or just in that sort of like adjudicator kind of thing. And there are a couple of guards. It's like an active sort of sauntering patrol, like beat of Coriolis guards that move around the
gated community with its own personal police force.
The kind we're used to, or the better armoured, better armed, aggressive kind that we're looking for?
No, these guys seem fairly like nice guards. One of them stops and has a chat with like one of the fishermen, one of the guys who are fishing. You know, that kind of like, you catching anything today?
Oh, okay.
Sir, how's it going? Kind of thing. They don't seem better armored. In fact, they don't really seem to have, like, they've probably got some sort of cricket or some small pistol, but they don't have like the rifles and the big batons that you see down in the
the
ring.
The white collar crime cops.
Yeah. These are, we've put guards here to remind you that we look after you and you're important, rather than we put guards here to remind you we're in charge.
All right then. I didn't realize she was coming with us, to be honest with you.
Cuba? Yeah, she came up in the lift.
Yeah, I assumed you should stay in it when we got out.
No, you can't let riffraff like you just wander around by yourself.
Admittedly, I wasn't expecting a park and a lake. I thought it'd open into an actual house. So yeah, fair point.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow her to the house.
Yes.
I'm gonna take pictures of people on my phone.
Just on your tabular as you go along. Click.
Yeah. I don't think Kashar would have been anywhere like this. So if I have a record of how people dress and things like that, if I ever need to look like I fit in, I know what to look like.
I mean, they've got fairly like nice looking clothes. It's that sort of clothes that look casual, but you know probably cost more bear than baklava. Sort of thing where there's like Sam Vimes from Discworld would not be happy with this.
Yeah, I get it.
Thing. So we take this nice saunter around the lake. What's the lake called? I think it's got a name.
Is it Lake Winners of the Askamar Raffle?
Yeah.
That's where they end up, really.
I don't know what that. I think it's Lake Abra, because this is the Abra floor of Coriolis. So, yeah, she leads you on this walk around Lake Abra. And you can see in this park there are like, Carvers would probably spot the design. It's Mirren, green Mirren marble. They've made some of these archways around this park you can walk along and that kind of stuff. And Akuba takes like the shortest, most direct route there. She doesn't take the scenic route to look at any of the peace gardens or that kind of stuff. She just follows the lake, heads around. As you get closer to the emissary's residence, you can see that there's a couple more guards. One of them is sort of stood at the end of this winding path that goes up to the residence, and he nods. And Akuba just. Ooh. Sorry, I've just thrown the book away. We don't need that anymore.
That's the pro DM move. I don't need this.
I don't need... No, I do.
Buy book.
Buy book. I'll get it in a second. So Akuba follows it around. She heads up to this Coriolis guard, and there's a brief sort of greeting, and she gestures at you folk, and they're with me. We're going up to look at the residence, and they're all like, "Of course, adjudicator. Yes, no problem. Nobody's been in or out since we were here. Nothing to report from the shift. If you need anything, we'll stay down here, or would you like us to come up to the residence with you?" And she's like, no, stay right here. Nobody's to come in unless we give the authorization. And the guard takes out like a card or a small tabular and kind of beeps it on this gate, and it opens, and you can see like there's a nice walk up to the residence.
It's impressive.
It is, yeah.
Was this like your house, Carvers? Where are you from?
Not anymore. I did used to have similar abodes back when I had a more active role in the preaching community, but home is where the ship is right now.
Kashar just like looks out the window, so like who knows where that is.
It's in the net somewhere, isn't it?
Well, that's the whole point. Somewhere, yeah.
The judge is going to find it for you.
Yes, apparently.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Kashar and authority figures don't get on, I don't think.
No?
Oh, well, she's very distrustful of them because obviously they might find out who she really is, and she doesn't want that.
All right. So she leads you up. You come down this sort of pathway to the side of the house where the door is. Along the way, there are like these sandstone kind of posts, sort of. I think they like jutting out of the ground, and they have these beautiful kind of swirling designs on them, like they've been blown by the wind, and then an artist has made that a feature. And in between them all, you can see that they've got this like perspex kind of thing. So it must create like this secluded sort of walk up to the door. When you get there, Akuba sort of steps forward, taps her tabula on a panel next to the door, and it slides open and shows you the hallway. This long kind of thin room. It's white walls and carpeted, and you can see it goes in, it rises up a couple of steps, and then onto like a little landing. But the first thing you notice that is all around this area there is blood. Like you can see that this once white carpet, there's splatterings of still relatively red blood all along it. There's some along the stairs, and you can see on the landing as well up ahead. Let's see.
Oh.
Can I ask Akuba a question?
Yeah, she sort of like opens it, steps back so you guys can head in first. But yeah, she's there, and she sort of pauses for a moment.
Has the blood been tested in a lab?
I believe that some samples have been taken. I can follow up and see if anything has been
Yeah, I'd
released.
really like to see the results.
She nods, and you can see she immediately begins like tapping some stuff on her tabula to kind of chase up some things.
Let's have a look inside and see what we can glean.
Cool.
Let's head in. Try and be careful not to step on anything or move anything out of place, and not touch anything I don't have to touch.
I'll go and look for some kind of security. Does he have cameras? They must have cameras. Is there some kind of security system I can try and access?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so that's what Kashara will go and do to start with.
And what about Zellion?
We were told the emissary's gone missing, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Like,
this doesn't
no.
look like missing, does it? Yeah.
This isn't missing. Like
I was about to ask you. This looks
did
like
they
a fight.
this is an attack. Like, did they find any bodies? Or like this blood's in dispersal patterns that aren't just one person getting attacked. It looks as if like somebody's been hit in the middle of the room, but also someone's been thrown against the kind of top wall where there's another blood patch, and then someone's tried to walk off up towards the stairs. It looks like at least 3 people have had a fight, not just a missing. So
Can we
is there
see
any like? Did they find anyone else? Like,
Akuba looks at Zellion up from a tabula, and she says, "We found no bodies here. No. The judges asked me to kind of," and she shrugs, "not cloud your assessment of the situation, but I'll answer any questions you have."
can I see any signs of like what happened? Like, I don't know, breakages,
I was gonna say,
bullet holes,
can
like
we see
slashes.
forced entry anywhere?
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Is the fridge still standing?
Did anybody look underneath it? God, we're geniuses.
all right. So we talk about
Immediately
fridge.
run to the fridge.
At the top of the stairs on this little landing, like the first sort of room you come to is a kitchen kind of alcove, and it's all very subtle, all very simple. There is a sink, there is a stovetop, and the fridge is one of those ones that's literally like built in. It's got a fake, the door that looks like a cabinet, but then you press
Clever.
it and
Cage it so it can't escape and cause rampage.
yeah.
Clever.
On the very inside of the door, of the doorway, is probably what catches Kashar's eyes. There is a big security panel on there.
Okay.
And you can see it must have like multiple security feeds and that kind of stuff, and probably a place to hang a key fob, like an ID fob or something. And so yeah, it's there. There's none of the security feeds are playing anything. Like, it's a dark screen except for like environmentals listed and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I imagine someone tried to wipe it. I'm just going to see if she's better at hacking than they are.
Mm-hmm.
Before I do that though, I'm just going to let my eyes drift over the room just to see if like really the lampshade is a guy with the thing stuck on his head or anything like that, and he's just been staying really still and no one's noticed him.
All right, so we head up past the kitchen, and we go into like the sitting room, like the main area. Is that what we're doing?
Not for me. I'm in all seriousness going to try and see what the security panel will tell me.
Okay.
I want to look for
joke.
signs of violence. Like,
All right, so Kashar begins like, "Don't worry, lads, I've got this" kind of thing, pulling out
bloop, bloop, bloop.
pairing devices and plugging things in, and like, Akuba, don't look at what I'm about to do. This is probably illegal.
Quick selfie.
Yeah, quick selfie. Just hack in Emissary's house, y'all. That kind of thing.
That's for my WhatsApp group.
Yeah, for your private identity chirper. It's a private account. Yeah, so we head up the stairs. The living room, like the main room. Let's see. The sitting room, there's clearly been fighting here. Books are strewn across the floor. A mosaic depicting men and women descending from the zenith to Kua covers most of one of the walls, and it is riddled with bullet holes. Dotted black lines pointing towards a large pool of dark dried blood on the floor. And there are several other pools and tracks that lead into the hallway. Tracks that immediately Zellian would work. It looks like somebody dragged a body out here. This rug in the middle of the sitting room looks to be like the only bit of real furniture. There's no like big screen or anything that's in here. There is a small stool that's been knocked over, and on the floor, like spilled as if they were sat on the stool, are 3 bowls, and their contents are kind of spilt out across the floor. There is a bookshelf that was full of books. Half the books all over the place. Some of the books have got like bullet holes in. Looks like something has cleaved a couple of these things in half as well. I would like, as Carvus kind of stands there and takes this in, a mystic a mystic roll, but it's -1.
It's okay. This is clearly like a book club disagreement. They couldn't figure out what to read next. Things got a little bit tasty.
Radio. I got a success.
Hooray! Okay, so the feeling like you have is, remember when you were sat in the shady bar, we were trying to tease out the bad guards, the high-tech guards, and there was this sort of nausea and headache and pressure. You could hear this song, this singing coming from somewhere. It's like that, but ×2.
Oof.
And if you weren't like, whether you're practiced or you had maybe the great night's sleep you had after the proper, like you're fully rested, you know this would just literally knock you sideways, kind of thing. It's overwhelming.
I will once again take out a napkin and dab under my eye patch for any blood that's probably leaked out since my head's getting screwed with again. And
So, Carvus, are you okay?
I'm sort of like, can she need you to care to see me
I think Akuba's probably back there watching over Kashar.
I think she's not noticed. No.
There's something, again, similar to what happened at the cafe.
That was when we found out. I think that's when she got taken. And this is a similar
A
thing.
song. A feel.
Is it like some kind of mystic echo? Like, is it like the after effects of power or something like that? Do you think?
Possibly.
Like, there's been...
so much stronger than the last time. The last time I managed to brute force it away, but I can only just keep consciousness.
If you need to step out, I think the mystic, the emissary, this is the source of her, or the focus of her power, and I think it's obviously messing with you. If you need to step out for a minute, like, just go compose yourself. I feel nothing. Obviously, I don't have the sensitivity you have, but
Give me a moment and let it pass.
I'll get you a drink, and I go to the fridge and warily, like, draw my gun.
Listen here, fridge.
Open it up. Pour a moose cola and hand it to Carver.
I was going to say, in his moment of weakness, take advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, thinking it's water and drink.
So you open the fridge. You open the fridge, and there's...
I did mention I had my gun drawn.
Yeah. You open the fridge, and out jumps. No, you open the fridge, and you look in it, and it's like the most disappointing fridge ever. There is, in like a little plastic box, some flowers, like in order to keep them fresh. They're keeping them chilled, but they look pretty wilted already. Some like condiments, and like a lemon.
Wow. I'll hand Carver's a lemon.
I mean, there's a
At
tap.
least he won't get scurvy.
All right,
Tap,
I'll
and you can get some water and stuff.
I'll squeeze him some lemon water.
All right.
There you go.
You provide.
It's better than Musicola.
I'll just crush a lemon with my bite of candy.
Flashbacks to the brain you crushed with it.
Oh god, don't do that to me.
Yeah.
But so, looking around the room, can I see any like I said, like bullet holes or shot casings or anything like that?
Why don't you make me a ranged combat check?
Ooh, cool. 3. That is 8 dice. 3, 6, 7, 8.
This is to shoot the fridge, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blow apart the fridge. 3 successes. 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 3, 3, 1.
Nice.
Nice. All right, so you have a look around. You spend a minute or two, kind of. What is it they do in like CSI, where they do the
I
thing?
touch stuff and lick it.
No, where they do.
That's due south.
Yeah,
Oh, I put strings between
Yeah,
things.
you do like the, and you sort of do the kind of like
Yeah.
There are at least 6 kind of angles. Like there are 6 sort of players in this scene, if you will. You kind of get, or like, there are 6 shooting locations. Is probably the better way
Either
to put it.
6 guys shooting once, or 1 guy moving around a lot.
Yeah. From routing through and looking at where this contact has been across the mosaic, you find that in there is still a piece of bullet. Like you've got a fragment. And let's see what else.
I guess I'll tweeze it out and have a look at it.
Yeah.
I don't think you did the string thing. I think you just kind of like pranced around with your gun doing this.
Just wanting to look fancy.
If I was shooting, where would I shoot from?
Yeah, like just like holster and holster as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Combat rolling around the room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What is Zellian's preferred weapon?
I have a Vulcan carbine as my standard issue, like military rifle, and I also have a Vulcan cricket as my sort of
Like
go-to
your
sidearm. But I'm a legionnaire, so I imagine I have knowledge of different guns and ammo.
I mean, like I guess you're going to go like the spacing between these shots and this shot means it was, you know, a couple of seconds apart. And you reckon the rate of fire is probably similar to a Vulcan carbine or something, you know,
automatic.
something you're really, you know, something you're used to, something comparable.
Yeah, and you'd be able to tell, like, if it was, I don't know, traditional firing, like if it's a small caliber rifle or a large caliber rifle based on the holes and dispersion and things like that. So it's like a machine. So these were like, okay.
And they were allowed in as well.
I look at Carvis and I kind of say, look, the look of this room. It looks like there were 6 well-armed assailants that came into this building somehow. There's been clearly a firefight.
So they were in the room, not shooting. They weren't shooting from outside in. They were shooting.
It looks like from the state of the spilled bowls and in the middle, I assume the emissary was in the middle of some kind of dinner or like, I don't know, service or ritual, or she was doing something. These guys have somehow got in unannounced, started shooting, but then looking at the blood patterns and things, I think, and your reaction to the feeling here, I think the emissary has used some kind of mystic power and spilled, because this isn't all blood from one person. Like,
can you
she's
just
clearly
have a
fought
look
back.
at the bookcase with me? You say that the emissary was shot from multiple rifles.
Well, multiple rifles shot at the emissary. Yeah.
Why is there a cut through this bookshelf?
You know?
No?
Investigate the bookshelf. Yeah, there was some of the books are cut in half, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Do you want to make this would be an observation roll, I think.
I'll do it, I guess.
I will be helping.
Ah, I like it. Yes, very good. While they're doing that, Kashar, would you like to make a datagen roll? This is a -2 datagen roll.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
How sad.
It says so.
One success.
It says so over here.
One success. Looking at a book.
Looking at the bookshelf.
I got 1 success as well.
Oh, okay.
I did not expect that.
All right. So over with Kashar, while these folks have been doing I'd stand over here and I'd have to shoot like this. No, I'd probably be standing that, you know, that kind of stuff, moving around, looking at things. We cut over to Kashar, who has got all the tabulars and weird stuff plugged in.
Left hand hacking, right hand chirping.
Yeah, okay. Trying to look cool. And Akuba, who is, like, I don't know, scrolling through emails looking for Coriolis kind of thing. So the surveillance kit was, the surveillance system was disabled locally. Someone introduced...
Is there a time for that?
Yes. It is about an hour before you guys were in the market and Carvers had their moment.
Okay.
So, early afternoon, probably lunchish, I think, if my brain remembers correctly.
Are there cameras for the outside?
Yeah, so the system has both cameras, motion and heat detectors, and they were all disabled locally about that time.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. So, when you say disabled locally, did someone just turn them off, or has someone shot them out? Like, can I turn them back on?
Yeah, you can turn them back on. It's asking for like authorization.
Well, clearly I'm just gonna like hack them on it.
I mean, you don't have to. It's just like enter your code, kind of thing.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have the code, do I?
You could ask Akuba.
could, but where's the fun in that?
All right, you want to make another data gym roll?
What kind of hacker just goes, can I have your password? That's a scammer, not a hacker.
Oh, okay, yeah, point.
Even
Fair
I
point.
have standards.
Fair point. Okay.
I got 1 success.
All right, so you put through the code and reactivate everything, and yeah, you can see like there's a camera on the gate, and there's a camera looking at the walk up, and there's a camera that feeds into the hall, and then there's one in the living room, and then there's none in the bedroom or the bathroom.
Is there only one way into this house that I can see on the camera?
Yeah. The only way into this house is the way you came in.
Okay. So I'll make a mental note that we'll go and see if there's any cameras in the park or around the lift we got out of.
Sure.
Because they're probably much harder to delete stuff off, hopefully. All right, so sorry, did someone just turn them off then?
Yeah, they were turned off locally.
Okay, that's weird.
I don't. Oh, no, I'm not there.
And so they weren't. The memory's not been wiped or anything else like that. They were just turned off.
Yeah, turned off. Don't record. Stop.
Fair enough then. If I just go through the environmental controls, did anything odd happen to the environment?
The fridge. It got suddenly colder.
Someone left the door open and made it mad, I assume.
Yeah.
About 40 or so minutes after they were switched off, there was a heat rise, like a rapid heat lift, and then it dropped down about 10-15 minutes later, like it began to cool, but it's like a rapid sort of spike in the heat. The aircon came on, automatic control.
That's fine. Is there any? I'll let you go back to Zillion and Carver as well. Is there any kind of like home security? Not what I mean. Have they left anything that belongs to the Emissary that resembles a portable tablet and things like that?
No, it doesn't look like the Emissary had anything like that. I mean, you could go and root through their things in the bedroom and that kind of stuff, but it doesn't look like...
absolutely shamefaced. Shameless even on things like that. So,
she has no face. She just keeps her...
She is, yeah. So, okay, she's going to go and have a route to look for personal possessions or a safe in the bedroom.
All right, cool. So looking over this bookcase as Zellian kind of looks through, looks like somebody has used a Dura knife and kind of... Like, there's a big kind of rake through it. But the odd thing about it is if it was just a Dura knife slash... It should be relatively clean, even through wood. There's parts of this that you can look at it, and it looks. Well, if Zellian didn't know better, it looks like part of an explosion. But obviously, there's no charring. If there was a grenade or something that went off in this room, you'd see the damage. There's a unflammable grenade.
Like the explosion, but none of the fragmentation or fire or anything.
Yeah, so like the impact, like like the cracking or something, and the shattering, but none of the heat or fire or burning.
Okay. I looked at Carvis. Carvis, the weaponry used in this is incredibly sophisticated. Dura knives, Vulcan carbines. I know that the guards we saw had this kind of equipment, and I think it's safe to say that this is probably those people. Although they're using something, could this be a mystic like device? This vibrating, like, or is it some kind of new technology I've not encountered?
Is there anything I can roll to try and work out if it's a mystic power of some kind?
I have a theory for when you explain it to Kashara later.
You could try a science test. You could have a look around a science test.
Yeah? What's that based on?
I don't have a character sheet.
Can
with me.
I do science? My
It is
science.
actually an advanced skill.
Yeah,
so
I
you've
don't
got
have. I don't
points
have
in
that
it.
then. No.
All right.
Kashar has science because the whole fake identity thing means she's a little bit good at almost everything.
Right. So
We can go to Kashar in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got some kind of weaponry that is hecka advanced.
So you're saying this was caused by essentially the sonic waves of an explosion,
Yeah.
but not anything else.
Vibrations and the damage done, but none of the like fire or flame or brimstone of a grenade. So either the guards or the mercenaries or whoever did this are using some kind of highly advanced, I don't know, like vibrating sonic ammo or something, or the emissary has the power to, I don't know, try and vibrate and break steel, and that's why it's gone off. For, I don't know, but something. This is not a normal kidnapping. This is serious. One way or the other.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not knowledged in technology.
Why you'd need bullets that didn't explode, though?
I don't think this is the assaulters.
Bullets is the blades. Yeah, why would you need
I think this is, by the way it looks at, like from the blood on the floor, that they were shot here by these people, stumbled over to the bookcase, I think had some sort of mystic power to protect themselves, which caused maybe some sort of deflective energy to slash at the books, and then because you can see the blood leading to the door, maybe they tried to escape that way. I don't know whether they were caught or not. But we know it was 6, probably of the new guards, shot at the emissary, and the emissary has gone missing, presumably dead. And this happened at the same time that I felt that mystic backlash, which I've just felt again, but even worse. So have they done it again? Or has it just been in this proximity that I'm feeling it?
I think there's definitely been mystic power used here, and I think that's why you can feel it. If 6 armed and armored assailants came at the emissary with Jura knives and carbines, and they fired at it as well. If they were just intending to kidnap them, they wouldn't have fired and got into a bloody, what isn't quite clearly a bloody firefight. These are professionals. This isn't some amateur, especially if no one's seen it and they've come and gone without anyone noticing. These are professional soldiers, so they wouldn't have come as a kidnapping and started firing at them because they know they don't want to damage the target. I think the only way that they've started a fight now is because the emissary has fought back with some kind of power, and I think that's what this strange after effect you're feeling is.
It would also make more sense to why there's 6 of them if they feel that they need 6 people to take on the emissary.
But
let's see if we can get Kashar to see whether or not Kashar knows anything more about this slash.
All right.
Please stop clicking the pen.
So Kashar will listen to what I guess you all tell her. I guess Kashar has a couple of questions. So first of all, like Zillion has been like pretend shooting people. Is you're saying there's like 6 people shooting? There's no fire coming back at them? Everything converges away from them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. So I wonder, do you want me to make a roll or just make what the Graham guesses?
Well, you can obviously guess out loud.
Okay, and I guess then I'll roll and you can tell me if I'm... Well, anything you want to tell me.
Yeah.
So Kishar wonders out loud that whether what's actually happened is that... Because she would agree, like, if you're going to... You don't show up to kidnap somebody and leave this much blood lying around, I don't think.
No.
And also, like, Vulcans are explosive rounds, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you don't stun people with miniature rockets either.
No, you shoot to kill.
So I wonder if what's actually happened is that the emissaries done some kind of portal or tunnel thing and removed themselves from the room. And maybe if you have to like rip through space-time to do that, that's why you felt it and why you're feeling it now.
Well, as they've started firing,
she's just zapped out, and the thing in the bookcase is like the edge of the portal. And what's happened to everybody else is presumably you've got energy in equals energy out, so the backlash has smashed them into the walls and things like that. That's a good point. Is there any physical damage to the walls or anything else?
We want to have a look around and make
Yeah,
some
like
observation rolls?
If I threw someone with extreme force around the room, it presumably leave some things. So,
Oh yeah.
I will do the sciencey thing, and I'll leave the observation
You make a
to
science roll,
those
sure.
guys. I only have 1, but I have 4 in wit, so I get 5 dice.
I've got 7 for observation. What about you? Right.
3, I think, or 2.
I think I'll push that roll.
Ooh.
I'll have a look for.
I'm
signs
curious
of
now.
Bodily force, then.
No, the icons do not.
No, Kishara's convinced that she's right, and it's some kind of...
One success.
She's
Or
going to call it a
having
quantum
going around.
tunnel.
So, like, the energy used in the portals, like the portal gates to get you from one point in the solar, in the horizon to another, is huge. Like, they use suns to power it. Like,
I didn't say she was making any sense. That's just a
I'm just-
conspiracy theory.
oh, I like it. Okay, we're going down the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that
So
kind of
we're
makes
saying we're thinking the emissary is like the apex of the mystics and can harness locally the power of like a
Power of
sun
the sun in my hand.
to create their own portal to get out of Dodge.
So I guess what I'm saying is that if you're moving a person instead of a ship, you probably need less power. And if they're not having the control, so who knows where the emissary ended up. I was saying it was like a wild, desperate reach. from
Okay,
their
last
powers.
ditch. I must survive this.
Yeah, and
Open a
that's
portal.
what's left this horrible feeling everywhere. Maybe she takes the power, or he takes the power from other people as well.
Oh, okay.
Who's to say that that's why Carvis doesn't have a headache and why he had a headache in the thing, because they've kind of used everyone as a mystic reservoir.
Sure. All right.
And if you can do that to people that aren't mystic, maybe they bleed everywhere.
Yeah.
Does Kashar know that you bleed when you use your mysticism?
Yeah, because every time I've used my powers, I bleed out of my
So
eye.
she'd be able to suggest that maybe those people just bled a lot because they were used as a power source.
So we're hopeful the emissary is alive at the end of this. That's what we're thinking here.
I just like the idea that Kashar is a little crazy and I get to indulge in conspiracy theories.
Sure, yeah, it fits Kashar, fits her perfectly. What was Zelian and Carvis? Were you?
We were looking to see if anyone was thrown around or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm listening to what Kashar's saying, and the one thing that keeps me like doubting.
Like damage to the property.
Yeah.
outside
I want
of-
to see, is there blood on the inside of the door where you'd have to open the door to get out?
Oh, you go down, you close the door, leave a Kuba behind outside, and look on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually on the inside of the door as you look, there's like a handprint, like somebody has put their hand on the panel on the door whilst maybe tapping on the security console or something. Like there's a handprint up there and like a spatter of blood kind of thing.
See, this doesn't make sense with the fact that she may have used a mystic power to escape. Because to me, it looks like she was shot. I can't remember the emissary.
Nobody really knows much about
No.
the emissary that came to
They.
Coriolis. They
Do you not think
they
that's
are
how
they.
the team got out? Like, if the emissary left by the front door, then her attackers were dead, but they're not here, so they must have been alive.
The emissary is either dead or kidnapped. They're not alive. Otherwise, they wouldn't be missing.
The emissary, there's nothing to say that the emissary wasn't. But there's no bullet markings or signs of gunfire down the corridor.
No, all the fight is in that living room.
So to me, the emissary was shot in the center, stumbled to the bookcase, something detonated, whether it be a pure energy explosion or some mystic power, and then something happened to the attackers. Either they've won or they got vanished out of existence, and then the emissary stumbled down this corridor.
I think what happened was the emissary is sat on the rug, clearly in the center of the room, eating out that bowl or doing something with it. Somehow, because the security was turned off, these 6 assailants have entered this room. At which point, they've threatened the emissary, said, right, you're coming with us, whatever. Emissary said, screw you guys, I'm not going anywhere. Therefore, a fight's broken out. I think that they've been firing because the emissary is using some kind of mystic power, like you. This is why you've got that headache. They've been massively unprepared for that level of power. Like you said, it was almost uncontrollable for you to be in here. And that's why they've basically been absolutely annihilated. Eventually, somehow, numbers have won the day. They've been really badly injured, but managed to kill, knock out, whatever, the emissary. And then they've dragged themselves, like you can see the bloody handprints everywhere, the blood trails everywhere, and they've somehow made it out. Because this much blood doesn't leave everybody alive. Somebody's got to have died here. So someone's been around to drag that body out, either the emissaries or one of the mercenaries or something. And I think that I think that's what's happened. I don't know how.
The fact there's no.
Has a question for Akuba, I think, but I'll wait until Coriolis has said whatever he wants to say.
The fact that there's no bullets down would seem to me that the assailants won the fight, and
they weren't chasing the emissary. Is that what you're implying?
Yeah. They won the fight. They saw the emissary stumble off.
So it occurs to me, I wanted to ask Akuba, did the emissary have any staff? Or did they live alone here?
So we open the door again. Akuba is like, just about to tap the security access on the door. Door slides open, and you like, what staff did the emissary have? Akuba shakes her head. No, emissary tended to stay and keep very much to themselves. Occasionally we'd bring up some more, and she gestures up towards the stairs to where the bookcase is. We'd swap through some books and things for them, but they didn't have any staff. We obviously wanted to put on a staff for them here. They do have a lot of guests, a lot of dignitaries, a lot of faithful who make appointments to come and see them. But so far as I know, they managed their own calendar. They kept themselves.
Has anyone found the tablet with the calendar
on? Not that I mean, we've mostly made a quick search of the crime scene, and then Judge Kurahan Dolfasra sealed it.
So one last question before Kishar disappears off to look for tablets and saves. Gesturing out to the lake and the level, he said, is there only one way in and out of this whole floor, or level, or whatever it's called?
Oh. She shakes her head. No, we have many lifts and access points to this. There's even a private lift that goes down to the spaceports for those who have things in the docks.
Okay, That makes me think that they've just buggered off onto a spaceship and left.
Kashar,
Yes.
if the security was turned off locally, I'm assuming it wasn't done by the emissary. But the emissary's got no staff, so there's no one like that's been on the inside to do it. Can you look at like the last person that was either seen on camera in the house before it went off? Like, who was the last person here? Because they've got to be suspecting. Oh yeah, I visited 2 minutes before it got turned off, but.
Oh,
yeah.
I will tell the others that part of the reason behind my crazy conspiracy theory is that there was an enormous rush of heat about 40 minutes after the security was turned off. So Kashar's current theory is that the emissary was meeting somebody that was obviously a private meeting, and for whatever reason, that went very badly wrong, and that's kind of kicked the whole thing off. But yeah, there was a really big rush of heat about the time that Carvus was struck.
I mean, that could be gunfire.
I don't think...
Or it could be whatever the mystic power
Yeah,
was.
I mean, gunfire wouldn't raise the ambient temperature by like 12 degrees.
But yeah, who was the last person here?
Yeah, it's a really good point. So I will go and look on the cameras to see, was there anybody else in the house besides the emissary?
Okay, yeah, it's not a problem. We've switched it back on. We've had a look through that. While Kashar is scrubbing through footage to find the last guest and that kind of thing, what are Zillion and Carvus doing? Anything? Or we?
I'll ask because Kashar mentioned about the blood results, and I will ask if they've got those back yet.
Okay. So
Yeah, I was going to look and see if the blood was multiple people and if it was all human.
Yeah. I want to know.
all right.
I mean,
so
I want to look at this bullet fragment as well, but I assume we'll have to take that somewhere to have a look at it.
yeah, probably. I mean, you could just have a look at it
I've got no science. I mean, I can look at it as a
just on your
as
hand.
a soldier. Like,
Yeah,
do
okay.
I recognize it? But
All right. So first up, we ask Akuba. She kind of walks into the room, and you can see that she finds the whole sort of situation distasteful, and there's clearly a bit of upset or something here. But she walks into the room and looks over to your Carvus. She goes, initial results is we think we've got 6 different donors here.
Is that what it's called when you spill your blood onto a carpet? A donor?
Yeah.
6.
that matches the
That
firing
matches-
pattern of the 6.
Yeah, but it doesn't match the 7 people in the room.
The emissary now.
All right.
Is it all one?
5 that have Zalosian markers, and 1 that has a Mirren marker. As it, like typically these blood groups and this kind of stuff. Further analysis is going to have to be done to confirm that.
All right, so 5.
Can I do a
guards.
culture roll to work out what the
Zalosian
emissaries
We know, don't
were they from? Like, were
Nobody
are
knows
they?
where the emissaries are from. Like they just arrived and said, "I am an emissary of the Icons."
Do we know anything about like Zalosi? What
Zalos.
that means? Zalos, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know anything about Zalos carvers? I don't.
I could do a culture roll to see if I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to know
let's
about
do a
Zalos.
culture
Yeah.
roll. What if the emissary is just 6 people in a trench coat? Says Bubble.
That would be
Perfect.
even more terrifying.
That was what started
Right.
the fire, obviously.
My turn to be the head of the trench coat. Stop making me be the feet.
Looking at the blood on the floor, it looks like only
I'm gonna push.
All right.
the person at the back wall survived. Because if you look at the blood stain near the curved wall, the big part in the middle, there's no tracks away from there. Those people dead. Whereas the guy at the back, there's
Walked out.
yeah.
There's also no blueprint bloodstains.
Oh, we've not really looked for the footprints, have we?
All right, so we're doing a culture roll to understand Zalos,
Yes.
and we got 3 successes.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Well done.
Nice. Three.
I got 1 and then I pushed for an extra 2 because I thought it might be important.
Nice.
All right, I'm just going to read a bit from the core rulebook.
Okay.
Zalos has been called the birthplace of the martyr. The system is
All right.
The system is ruled by the Order of the Pariah, a faction.
Yeah.
Largest
you don't
conflict.
need to read anymore.
All right, okay. I could.
We get the hint.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It probably is also slightly interesting to Carvis. Like, one of the blood types, one of the blood markers is from his home. Is from Mira and blood.
There is. So Zalosi are our friends, the martyr, the church.
What saying that the emissary has Miran blood could just put like all kinds of stuff through the order of the Seekers and the Church of the Icons. Like, you could have a synod that would be split. There would be months of debates, and you know.
We could shout splitter at people.
Yeah.
That
So,
confirms it then. Like,
it's all these guards are clearly part of, and they have been the ones, and it's just them. It's them, and it's. Assuming that they shot to kill, but failed, and they went to somehow take the emissary.
Mm-hmm.
They would have taken the emissary to the same place that they were taking everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Do you think the emissary made them shoot each other then? Because
that's literally just the idea I just had.
Yeah, because now I've got the map in front of me. That looks like 2-3 groups. So I think that near the curvy wall, the blood spatter there, perhaps that's the emissary. The big bit is presumably a few dead bodies, and the bit behind is the victor. So I mean, I don't even know. Like, you did see drag marks, didn't you? So yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely drag marks across this place.
I think they've done some kind of force mind control.
Yeah.
And because and that's why there's so many.
There's no shooting back, so I guess either someone got overexcited and shot their friends trying to shoot the emissary.
Yeah, but it makes sense that if they've gone in as professional soldiers to kidnap someone, they wouldn't just open fire. But if they've been forced to because she's mind melded them and they've shot each other,
my mind to your mind.
That makes sense as to why there's a firefight brought out, and that's why they've been more maybe. Can you do that? Can you?
Everybody looks at Carvis.
Not really. I'm not that adept at mind. I can read surface thoughts. Currently, I haven't delved any deeper.
A bit more powerful. Kashari's going to go and search through the bedroom and stuff, looking for tablets.
Okay. So you. Yeah. So you went to the security console. The last thing you see coming up the path a very nicely dressed gentleman. He is holding some sort of gift wrapped up in like a nice package. He makes his way up to the door. The internal cameras show you the emissary getting up off the carpet. Like, they're sat on the carpet in the middle of this room. The little stool next to them has these 3 bowls on it and like a flickering candle in the middle of it. They get up in like this very graceful sort of fluid motion, not like some sort of schlep using their hands, literally just like push their feet up and they stand up from this cross-legged position. They walk across the room, open the door, and greet this well-dressed looking chap, take the gift off them, and then they enter, and just after that the security feed is like end of file.
Can I capture some stills showing like profiles and face-ons of this guy?
Yeah.
And is the security footage in colour?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So she will gleefully turn around to Zillion and Kushar and say, I'll show you on my tablet, and say, okay, so we need to find this guy, and I've got an amazing idea.
Okay.
What we'll do is we'll make a fake competition where you can win a meal in that place over there and a year's supply of Musa Cola, and all you have to do is tell us where this guy's hiding.
Do you say this in front of Akuba?
I thought she would shut the door on her again.
Oh, you just shut her back out? Sure, okay.
I mean, yeah, but then he's just probably going to go into hiding. Do we know who he is? Like, does Akuba know who he is?
Oh yeah, actually,
So
I'll see if he's got.
you can ask Akuba, or you can make a culture roll.
I'll check Chirper.
Oh, you just want to... All right, make a datagen roll.
I'll do a culture roll.
Right. I mean, it seems a lot easier.
Yeah, I know, right? But we don't want to. We don't want to use the adjudicator.
Ooh. I've rolled well.
Oh, is it 15 successes to end the campaign?
No, it's 6 successes.
Fucking hell.
It's your brother. It's your brother.
It's Carvis. It's Carvis.
It's already too late. He's activated the fridge.
It was the fridge all along.
Wow. I mean, it's a total overkill.
It's all unnecessary.
Unless Millie starts reading their entire family background and their cat's name. And like,
All right, okay. So,
I was born on a small planet to 2 lovely people.
well, this person's father was born on old Al Arda, which is Earth. This is a Kassar. This is a descendant from the captain of the ship that left Earth and came to colonize the Third Horizon.
Does that mean they're Zenithian?
He's a Zenithian. He is, let me read the name again because I'm going to butcher it.
I think I'm a Zenithian.
Yeah. This is Johar Kassar, the Zenithian ambassador to Coriolis.
I'm assuming that's quite a high up.
Yeah, so he
Feels
is.
fancy.
He's like old money.
Yeah, he is. He's like part of the hegemony.
Hegemony, I believe.
Hegemony. Part of that.
Hegemony. I like
Hegemony.
Heg.
Yeah.
Basically,
They breed
egg money.
hags,
Fancy
I
people.
believe is the reason.
Very fancy. He probably has a house on the monolith. He is related to. I love it. He's related to the person who helped settle Horizon, except for the people who were already here. Yeah, so he is a big deal. Is there anything else you want to know about? You got so many successes there, Carvis. What else do you want to know about him? Anything?
Has he got any links to Zaloshi?
Yeah, well, has he got? Yeah, is he linked to the War Crime Church at all? Order of the Martyr.
I don't think like there are. If they are, it's not a big thing. I don't think the Order of the Martyr, the Order of the Prior, and all that kind of stuff, are sort of related to the Zenithians. Let me just have a quick scan because that's not something I know off the top of my head either.
So, Bubble Reggie, they've already taken blood samples, haven't they? I mean, do we want to tell Akuba this or not? I would say no for now.
She don't need no.
We could tell the judge, I guess. But like the deep shit level suddenly got deeper.
The ambassador. What? I mean, I guess the ambassador seeing the emissaries is a.
Yeah.
But the
Ooh.
ambassador.
I Let's look for the gift.
Yeah, it would be in her room.
We know what the box looks like, so that should make it easy to find.
Where is he then? Is it like he came in, security footage went off?
Presumably he left, or he's one of the bloodstains.
Yeah, like if he's such a big shot deal, like where? Surely we know where he is, right?
Well, he'll be in the monolith. That's where his abode would be.
Well, the monolith's down on Kua. This chap will definitely have some sort of residence here on Coriolis.
Somewhere.
Like he'll be at the Zenithian HQ.
I don't particularly want to go investigating an ambassador, if I'm honest. It sounds like a lot of effort for getting arrested.
I mean, if the Zenithian ambassadors come, it's freakishly close to the security being turned off. We're going to assume he's involved. If he's involved, that's a big deal.
Do I know if he's faithful?
Yeah, either he's involved or somebody used him, like, oh, please give the ambassador, the emissary this gift.
Oh yeah, it could be like what do they call them? Like that pulse that knocks out electronics.
Yeah, an EMP basically. Yeah. And if we find the gift like unopened and all the rest of that, maybe that is. So, but yes, we'd like to look for the gift, please. So he might not know. Either way, that's defo judge pay grade, and probably she's going to tell us it's our pay grade. But we need some actual money to have a pay grade first.
You've had some money.
Have we? I didn't get any money.
Carver's has got it. All right.
Well, looks like this is a you problem. I'll just send him a chirp asking for a meeting.
You just tweet him? You chirp him?
No, I'm just winding Carver's up.
All right, okay.
Don't have an actual death wish.
All right, so he and the hegemony are not necessarily like converts. Like the Church of the Icons in terms of everything is quite young. And they honor it. They, if you ask them, they're like, yeah, of course we do. Yeah, absolutely. Praise the Icons. But in reality, they're very pragmatic, kind of like, nah. But we'll go to the holidays. Yeah. So, yes and no. Like it's the default faith. Therefore, we celebrate the end of the year and the month of the whatever and this and that. But
he's a Pheno, a faithful in name only.
Yes.
Like
the church has got the acronyms all there.
If he is massively powerful, it's not that likely that someone's got something on him that he couldn't buy or get his way out of. Like, to be able to blackmail someone like that into doing something for you, you've got to be really powerful. But if he's already there...
He might have duped him, to be fair.
Maybe. Yeah, is he...
It could be a red herring, unless we can find that gift.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has to be the person that turned it off. Unless someone... Either accidentally or on purpose.
Oh, as in he came with the gift, and the gift was a ploy so he could get inside to turn the security off to let everybody else in.
Exactly.
Is it too late to take fingerprints off the terminal, or do you access the terminal?
It's covered in fingerprints.
Well, I plugged my terminal into it, so it's not covered in my fingerprints. Is that how you use it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Does it have a record? Oh, okay, so you don't use it by terminals normally?
No, you know.
Damn it, I was hoping to have some kind of like ID, so you can ID the terminal. Fair enough then. So...
Can we find this gift?
Yeah, let's look for the gift.
Okay, yeah, let's make an investigation roll. Not an investigation, that's a different system. An observation roll.
One of us or all of us?
One person can be aided by the other two, so they can have 2 dice.
So mine's 7 flat. Becomes 9.
Yeah, go for it.
Both better than mine.
Highest? Yeah.
I imagine so.
Just because my My wits and observation are pretty high.
You're pretty used to watching your back.
Yeah, paranoia. It does it for you. 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 2, 5, 5, 2.
I will remind you, you prayed to the gambler last.
I did.
Are you gonna push the roll then?
I am. Yeah, I'll push it. I won't use my talent yet.
No. As in, like, you prayed to the gambler.
Oh, do I get an extra dice
If
for that?
when the last time we all prayed, you prayed to the gambler, I prayed to
I
the
did.
merchant.
I did, but I think that's worn off now, hasn't it?
No,
Is that
no,
gone?
it's fine. You can
No?
keep that.
Oh, do I
But
get an
it
extra dice then?
it does mean like when you push, you'll get an extra dice.
Cool. I'll do that.
Or is it 2 dice? I think it's 2
Oh.
dice, but
I'll sit 2 in.
I think it's 2.
Oh wow. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 2,
Are
5,
you rolling
5,
D3s?
6.
1 6.
1 6.
All
A
right.
success.
Ah, success. All right.
I got a lot of
16
threes.
dice.
7 threes.
Okay, so we search from front to back of the house. Zellian spends ages.
I spend an inordinate amount of time looking in, around, over, and under the fridge.
Yeah, yeah. We're
It's got to
delayed,
be involved.
we're delayed slightly by the fridge.
Me and Carvers keep going, you missed a bit. That's all.
This gift that has been received has not been found.
Is
Like
the box big enough to fit a person in?
no, it's barely
Was it
like
Trojan horse.
it was a whole Trojan horse. Yeah, old school tactics. All right.
Sorry, I keep moving my mic away. That's why I'm quiet.
So this box, this gift is nowhere in the residence. From searching from front to back, we don't find any additional safes or discarded tabulas. The
It's a sham.
bedroom doesn't look like it's ever been used. Like the sheets are made, and you can see that there's dust on them. Like there's dust on the bed.
This it's a sham. It was a cover for him coming. Oh, look, I've brought you a gift. Please go over there and look and turn your back and open it while I don't press buttons. He's the one that's instigated these guys coming in.
What's
So
the
why-
foot count on the sheets?
High, very high.
Egyptian cotton.
Does anyone have a sack?
Mirren cotton. Yeah.
What? So this timing meets the timing of the heat in the environment
Which
rising.
Reminds me, I wanted to go and see if that had ever happened
That's
previously.
So timeline I think is this guy comes, the security goes
I
down.
wrote it down.
About 40 minutes later, there is this spike in heat.
Yes. So an hour before Carver's moment, this guy arrives. 40 minutes later, there's the heat lift. Has the heat lift happened before? If I check back
You
through
scrub through
the
the
last few
stuff.
weeks
No.
worth of stuff. Okay.
Fairly normal. No additional aircon. You do notice, like the only thing you notice is probably, and it's probably come round to when you've been on the ship. Like I don't know whether Mira has a higher. It's probably got a colder temperature maybe than Algol, where Zellian and Kishar are from. Algol's probably got a horrible temperature. So the general ambient temperature of the room is probably similar to what Carvus like prefers. The settings and
Which makes sense if they're both from Mira.
yeah, and it's barely moved across from that for cycles and Navina and Navina and Navina and cycles and that kind of stuff. Until
All right then. So the Zenithian ambassador appears to be complicit in kidnapping the emissary.
did you say that near Akuba? Is she still outside?
We locked her out ages
Okay,
ago.
you left her out. I was just checking. Okay.
I mean, I have no reason to distrust her, and I think whatever we find
It's
here.
more the fact that she might go and tell people and be a bit shooty, I think.
Yeah, we also kind of want to keep the information we get as close to our chest as possible so that the judge isn't getting free information.
And to be fair, what could we have missed then? So we've checked out footprints.
don't
We've checked
distrust
out
this.
blood. We've searched the rest of the house.
Yeah, so from Zellian's search over the house, the bedroom is pretty much never been used. Like there's
Everything happened in this room.
dust on the sheets. There's the bed, like in the cupboard. There are very nicely folded things. The wardrobe has 3 identical looking sets of robes. 2 of them are in the plastic. I've been dry cleaned.
Yeah.
Somebody's brought these to me, and I just hang them up. The bathroom has like the most basic collection of toiletries. Like, I must tend to the frail needs of this mortal soul, this mortal body. Therefore, yes. Also, there is a massive trench coat that fits 6 people stood on top of each other in the wardrobe. The bathroom barely has any toiletries. It's basically like a hairbrush. The most well-known brand of shampoo and shower gel and that kind of stuff. Mousse poo? No.
Yeah.
I'm not consenting to that. That's the veto. No.
So we should follow the blood trail outside them.
I don't think there is one.
But looking on the map, is this outside? This grey.
This grey that's the little track that has got the sandstone engravings.
Yep, those things there. So we should follow the blood trail. I mean, at least it might tell us what lift they went into. I
think they went in the private lift.
You can look on the lifts and see what the load was, and work it out to a number of people. But anyway, so Kashar at least is going to go and try and follow the blood trail. I can't believe that no one else has done that, but we may as well do it anyway.
All right. Yeah.
I thought it stopped at the door. Otherwise.
Yeah. Well, he didn't magically stop bleeding when he went outside, did he? I assume so.
So
That's why.
we head out. The door opens and Akubra's there. Is like, and then she steps back to let you out. And you do your bloodhound bit. So is Kashar doing the hunting? Is doing the observing, or is Zellian?
She's terrible at that. Before we step out, do you think I should? I'm going to remove the security footage and put it on my own tablet.
You're gonna just download it and scrub the thing.
I think that seems sensible. You want to keep the info for ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to clarify with you guys. Like, no, I know we need to be careful, but equally we don't want to cut ourselves off from a source of help. And I think the information we got from the judge, with her involvement with potentially her son being kidnapped and her being personally involved in this, and Akuba being basically just an extension of the judge, given what the judge was saying about her loyalty and her debt that she's in and things. I know we've got to be careful, but we don't want to keep so much that we're cutting ourselves off.
Well, I would like to check out the sanatorium before we report to the judge as well. We still haven't been there. We know that's a hot spot.
Oh, 100%, that's where I'm going next. That's where the pariah are. 100%. Yeah.
So I kind of agree. We're not going to get that far by ourselves. So using the judge or Akuba is cool. But I'd like to keep the cards to our chest in case we get to the sanatorium and actually there's a different light shown on it. But first, I would like to chase the blood trail. When I say I mean someone who's got any observation skills. I would like them. So, I will point out the bits you missed again. That's fine.
Okay.
Unless, Carvis, have you got any better ideas or different ideas?
No, I'd like to follow the blood trail. Or at least I'd like Zellian to try and get us to where it goes.
All right.
Okay, let's joint supervise.
Using my Legion tracking skills. 2 6s.
Nice. Bum, bum, bum.
Nice. I mean, I do roll 9 dice when I do that. Where did they come from? Where did they go? That's the question I want to know.
Eye patch Carvis.
I patch Carvis. Was the emissary married a long time ago?
Okay, so we follow this blood trail along. It's sparse, right? These guys are moving at pace. And I guess if Zellian had never done something similar, if he hadn't had experience of like exfiltrating a situation that had gone south fast, you'd never think to kind of look this far away. Like your traditional kind of get out of crime scenes is not this spread out, I guess. We head across the way. We find a vent into the systems of Coriolis. Very tasteful. It's hidden behind a wonderful sort of carved mesh. We find a blood smear on it, and it looks like they've gone into the vent system.
Cool, and I imagine it's what I'm thinking, that the vents of this space station will just be massive. It'll go around everywhere.
Yeah.
So once they've gone in there, it's like a rat tunnels and stuff. Cool.
So they escaped.
I'd like to have a quick look in. And did they dump any bodies in there?
You want to climb in? Sure. So Akuba, who's following like at a distance, and she gestures maybe to some of the guards who are like, "No, you can't go." Oh, okay. No, Akuba. And yeah, she does like a stern kind of hand, and they stop and they're like, "Okay." And you can see that there are some of these very fancy looking residents who are like, "Are they allowed? Are they allowed up here? That one doesn't look like that one." What, they're with a that kind of stuff, and that sort of stuff's going on. And you see the guards doing the sort of, "It's okay, it's just investigating." No, it's not investigating anything. It's just, it's everything's all right, and they're trying to disperse the folk. And we prise off the cover. We then kind of head into this sort of cramped system.
Does Kashar change identity and put on a white string vest? Take off her shoes.
I've got to blend in with these posh folk. So I am wondering. So I doubt at the moment they have the emissary with them. They seem to be moving really, really quick. How big are these vents?
I mean,
can I walk in them? Do I have to crawl?
You'd probably have to crawl a bit, but eventually you could at least stoop, or there's it widens out once it gets past this is the bit that leads up. It's got quite a steep sort of go, so if you wanted, you could probably scooch.
I'm curious, how did they bring the wounded and the emissary to here so quickly?
Is there a way of did they have? There's no signs of wheels or anything like a trolley, but is there a way of moving a body quickly, like stretchers? They could have
they might have had a stretcher or that kind of stuff.
Or like a grab stretcher.
Or even Zellian's got a cloak on. I'm sure he's thrown a cloak down, put somebody on it, and dragged them with it.
Yeah, put her in a bag for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
How big's the emissary? Just put a sack over and put her on his shoulder.
Yeah.
It's about the size of a large raccoon.
Yeah.
Why would they take? Did they take the vent system in? Why would they take it out?
You can't walk out the front door if you've been shot up, can you?
You can't take cameras have lifts and things, don't they? So there's no dead bodies, so somebody lifted those.
Yeah. They can only locally turn the cameras off, so obviously there'll be no cameras in the vents, will there? But if you step out the front door the way we came up, there's cameras.
So they took the body into the vents to then escape the fact that they could be pried. So it just looks like the ghost came in and then left.
Somewhere within this system, one of these vents comes up in the sanatorium, I guarantee.
You're probably right.
All right.
Is there
I would like either an observation or a survival check.
I'm terrible at either, but there's got to be a Coriolis map, yeah?
I'll do a survival check because I've not done one.
Sure. Let's use a skill we've not done yet, yeah?
Yeah.
What if you die if you fail?
I just fall down the vents forever. Like, whoa! Avenge me!
Avenge me, brother!
What landed in a trash compactor? What's about 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 success.
All right.
6, 5, 1, 1, 2, 2.
Okay, so again, Zellian is in this kind of
It's soldier mode. It's
it is soldier mode. It's like, okay, how would we exfil
Yep.
after breaching a residence. Where would we go? What would we do? We've got wounded. We've got VIP, or
In his head, he's playing XCOM 2, isn't
yeah,
he?
in his head he's playing XCOM 2, that kind of thing. We've got a VIP or an asset, something that we have to protect. Where do we go? What do we do? How do we do it? And you follow along in the things. You're looking around. Maybe he's done something similar like this before.
I've definitely jumped an event before.
Yeah,
Taken
definitely.
away from someone, 100%.
Yeah. And Sergeant Zellian heads along these corridors, and further down, maybe you go past it, and it's just that odd kind of sound that messes with like, and you back up a bit, and there is as a like a fan that circulates the air through Coriolis. It's just an odd sound, and it's catching on some, like, it's each time it spins round, it's catching on something
like
and
a
going
clunk,
as it goes round and round.
Yeah.
And you sort of approach, and you can see on the other side of this fan is something's been dumped, a big thing, and it looks like it's catching on a buckle or a clasp or something.
All right. I'll kind of. I'm assuming I've got a torch.
Yeah.
I could turn on.
Can I
And
see
have
any
a diff-
controls for the fan?
You look around. There's probably somewhere near here some sort of control panel, like a manual control rather than a.
Yeah, if you can
I've got
turn it off temporarily,
Yeah,
and I
that would
can.
make life much easier. Yeah, it's like,
I don't
if
want to
it's-
dive into an industrial fan.
If it's remotely controlled, Akuba can do it for us. But I've got
Blended
tech
Zellian.
and science and data gym.
Yeah, this would definitely be a tech roll.
Okay. Is it an easy tech roll?
It's a normal tech roll. It's just whatever your dice pool is.
That's only 5. Oh, but it's enough.
Okay,
2 5s, a 3, a 1, and a 6.
you got a 6. That's all
Yeah,
we
I got
need.
a dolphin.
All right. Oh, a dolphin. Very nice. There's no dolphin on Algol.
Oh, I can.
Yeah. You got it? You showing
I
it?
don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah. That. There you go. Very pretty dice. Lower.
Hi.
There.
I don't
Bingo!
think this is worthwhile.
I don't think it was
There you go.
worthwhile. But
If you
whatever.
can see it, it's a dolphin.
So Kishar heads over to this panel. You've got to redirect. Like the station is like, you can't stop this airflow. It will suffocate people. Don't suffocate. That kind of stuff. So we spend a little bit of a time doing a mini game where we have to turn
Cackling madly and just
yanking on stuff. I hate those
I'll
people.
quite happily, if you want to do like a dexterity to kind of time the blade and dash through, I'll happily do that.
But eventually it sort of spins down. Takes a little while because it's a big air fan. And you see on the other side this shape, this body.
There's a body.
The body in the fan.
All right, can
There's a
I
body in the fan.
can I kind of
The body's hit the fan.
Fan.
I want to
Yeah.
pull it this side of the fan so we can start the fan again and kind of not make too much interference. So I won't look at it. I'll just kind of grab it and hold
Yank
it
it
this side of the
back.
fan,
All right.
and then I want to see
Is
if
there
it's
something wrong with him?
lizard, human, like emissary,
Skavara.
Is it just a big rat that looks like a body and is like, ugh!
Well, there are rumours to be some terrible beasts down here in the
Yeah,
ventilation.
like,
I mean, you're probably all right. We're up here in the spire, but down in the cellar.
Yeah.
Mwah. So we yank this body back. It is a human. Let me see who it is.
Arrest him.
No, they're dead. They're very dead.
does he have signs of fridge?
Has he been
Like,
attacked?
is it fridge
by a-
related?
Does he have a head? Is his head caved in?
No. Is he wearing like the guard armor that we saw the pariahs wearing? Like, or is it a
Does he
small
have a hand
framed
collar
mystic
that says, if lost, return to?
property of the sanatorium? Like a henchman, like reward card, loyal henchman of evil bad guy, like
Oh yeah, you get a stamp for every kill.
yeah. The Zenician ambassador, employee of the month.
Okay,
Grunt
so
of the year.
he is dressed in tactical stuff. Like there's a moment where Zellian is like, clever boys sort of thing. He's definitely wearing good tactical stuff. You can see the space Velcro patches where they've removed their names and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're
Covert ops.
yeah, definitely that kind of feel. They have carbines, the sort of carbines you would expect. Also, it looks like his nose is broken, and you can see down each side of his head. There's blood everywhere, but there's definitely like inside his ears, like blood, sort of pooling. Looks like his nose is smashed.
Yeah. The Mystic's crushed his brain.
Push open his eyes; they're all bloodshot and.
Yeah.
Somebody squished his head.
Crushing your head.
And I'm assuming, like, it makes sense that that's not just the fan smack him in the head, because if it was that, it would have taken it off.
Yeah, there's definitely. I mean, there's probably like a bit where they've caught his feet or his shins, but shoving him through the vent. But
yeah,
like, if anyone got the Kids in the Hole reference, I salute you.
Yeah, no.
Can I? I don't know if this is a thing, but has he got a gun on him? A carbine on him.
Where's the carbine?
Yes, he has his Vulcan carbine on him.
Can I? I got the bullet fragment from the. Can I eject his mag and see if they match?
Yeah, make a ranged combat roll.
Okay.
I can assist with that if you need the skill to do it.
I got 8 normally.
I cannot.
9 then. 2 guns. I'm a man of faith.
3, 4, 5,
Man of faith and a sword.
I do swords instead. What is it? It's that what is it? Lockstock, where he's like guns for show. Shunk.
Yeah.
Nice for pro. It's Carvis. I'm a professional, don't you know?
It's a lot of 2s.
Lot of 2s.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it.
All right.
They'll add up to a 6.
Yeah.
It was 5 2s.
Oh no.
That's a lot of 2s.
It is.
Oh, that's 2 6s. There you go.
All right, cool. So you have a look at these rounds, and you can add to your inventory an extra reload. These rounds don't look normal. They look like they are they're called vibro rounds.
Ooh.
And you looking them over, you think it's some sort of noise suppressant, like silenced rounds kind of thing.
So they could shoot up without getting detected.
Yeah, and this fragment is very definitely like the same sort of, like there's just the same sort of feel, the same sort of weight to what you'd expect.
This isn't like off the shelf rounds.
No.
Whoever has supplied them with this will be specific, so we can trace this back. I say to Kashar, because she's with me, like, this is like really specific technical ammunition. Someone somewhere manufacturing this knows who they sold it to. So if we can find, and you can somehow data gin weapons manufacturers and gun runners who might be dealing in vibrating bullets for some reason.
If I cannot, then I'm assuming the judge will know.
Yeah.
Either the judge, you could probably even. I mean,
Akuba might. Yeah.
Akuba might know, but also Zelian. Like you must have contacts in.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have like.
At least some of me is licensed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm licensed as well. So yeah, can we make a roll to see like who's like the station gun runner, blacksmith, whatever, like.
See, we'd be able to narrow it down because it presumably be somebody linked with the Pariahs or the Zelos, was it, planet?
And they'll be quite high skilled as well. It's not going to be your bog standard like.
Even if we don't link them with the Pariahs, they'd be Zelosi or Zelosian, however.
Zelosian,
yeah, maybe. Yeah, any Zelosian gun manufacturers.
I think you can, but you can't do it in the vents of Abra level.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is a sit down, a recover, a regroup and think it through moment rather than in the vents of the area.
Yeah.
Because the more pressing issue is like, what do you do with this body? Do you drag it back out? Do you dump it? Do you leave it? Do you tell Akuba about it? Because she's crowd control.
Fit Zillion?
I mean, there's not massive amounts of armor on him.
It's the same armor I've got.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the same stuff.
Um,
I'll take his like any. Can we search it for anything, any information or anything, or is he just clearly
No,
like?
this is clearly professional
Yeah.
special ops stuff.
This is our smoking gun that absolutely conclusively proves the link between the Order of the Prior guards and the missing emissary. So if we tell Akuba we found it, that exposes that link instantly to whether that's good or bad. Or we can stash it, go at the sanatorium, and then use it as leverage if we need to there.
okay, so I don't agree it's a smoking gun yet because we haven't linked it to the sanatorium. Like, we're pretty sure because we know about the priors and all the rest of that stuff. But I agree that we stash it. Can I bring up some kind of schematic? I want to find somewhere where I can put the body between like two fans.
I mean, it was just between two fans.
Yeah, but somebody knows it's there, a different place.
Okay, so you want to spend some time dragging this body through the air vents to put it in a different set of
I think so, unless
two fans.
Carvis or Zellian have an objection, because I'm thinking that somebody might come back to get the body, in which case we have no smoking gun, so we have to move it and stash it.
The only
Although,
problem is
how
it's
long's
a
the emissary been
body.
missing? Emissary's been missing a while, right?
No,
Like a day.
Yeah.
a day.
They went
Yeah,
missing
so-
yesterday evening, and you're doing it.
This body's in the ventilation system. There is no way that in the time it takes for us to do the more investigations that it isn't going to start decaying and stinking this entire place out.
True. Equally, I think if they were going to come back for it, would they not have come back for it already?
Should have done by now.
Maybe we just give it in then. I mean, like, if you take away what we know, so you take away the Zenithian ambassador, you take away the pariahs and the sanatorium, it's just a merc.
It's a rogue. Yeah.
We know Akuba's smart enough to realise that the 5 blood markings are going to be a group of. If we tell her about this body, that there's going to be 5 assassins.
And one of those blood markers is going to match this guy.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That only tells them this guy was here, and they'll presumably know where he's from. Maybe they'll figure out his name. Well, that seems helpful, to be honest with you.
yeah, let's hand this into. Well, let's tell Akuba, and
Right.
then
I will grab the body and drag it back to Akuba and say,
No, we shouldn't do that. We should just tell her where it is.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
because of the area.
The rich
There he is.
dudes.
Yeah. They're going to be mightily upset if we just drag a body out of the ventilation system.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's gonna
They'll
come back on
probably
us.
faint.
And that's very public then.
Yeah, good
Like,
point. Yeah,
those
well,
guys have all got, like, good followers on Chirper, you know it. You know, like,
cool. Yeah,
Verified.
There's a-
Cats of
there's
Coriolis.
a body in the vents. There's a body in the vents.
All right, so we head out. We scramble out of the vents. Akuba is there doing a little bit of crowd control, and she comes over and you know, sit rep. What was it? Was that worth it? We're going to have a lot of rich folk talking to their Coriolis council reps about the disruption of the adjudicators today.
Sorry, go on. Who are you gonna?
I was going to say that I'll just message her on a tablet.
Oh, you just
Yeah, and then
Bidding.
start putting, like, the vent back so she can choose herself if she wants to make it public or not.
okay. So this thing like ding, and she looks at you.
Bingly, bingly, beep.
A Bingley. Well, no, hers is subtle. Unless you're going to try and hack that, which is. So she looks at you, and then she looks at like Carvis for like really, kind of thing.
I'll nod, and then as I nod, I'm like, yes, the vents have been cleaned and blessed thoroughly.
Oh, good. Thank you, preacher. We really appreciate that. She tries to say, but she's probably really bad at acting. You see her, she walks over to one of the Coriolis guards who are on this level. This dude is obviously way out of his league when she explains what's going on quietly. He's like, oh no. She's like, no, stop it. Deep breath. We're going to sort this out. And
It's just littering, really.
yeah. Extreme littering. And yeah, she begins motions for the collecting of the body in a more discreet manner, kind of thing. And then she comes back and she's like, "Are you done here? Shall I escort you off the level?"
I think we've got everything we need.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe there's anything more we can glean.
Just there's no there's no cameras on the outside or anything.
I mean, there are around here.
Yeah, because we should look at those as well.
We want to head to. Okay. So you ask her that? Can we see the public
'cause
security cams?
We'll need her for that for sure. No
Yeah.
one's gonna let Kashar see it as Kashar.
No, they're not. So what she'll do? She'll nod. She says, "Yeah, that's it's a good procedural step. I'll set that up. I have some things to attend, including updating the judge. I will. Is there anything specifically you want me to tell her, or shall I just tell her that we found?"
We're still investigating. I kind of look at the others for okay that we were going to say that, and we need to look at that footage.
I don't know. I'm in two minds about whether we ask them to kind of keep an eye on Joseph Kazar, was it?
The ambassador.
Yeah.
The ambassador.
The ambassador.
Kashar, I believe it is. Not Kashar.
No, Kazar.
Kazar.
Yeah, it's with a Q.
Oh, Quasar.
Quasar.
Because he's clearly dodgy.
Croissant.
And if he's acting strange or trying to if suddenly he's bought 2 tickets to Kua and he's off on the next flight, then we're like, we maybe need to stick around. So
if that happens, then we need our ship and we can go to Kua.
yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah,
so we're just going to keep them in the dark a little bit for now, then.
We can discuss how much we should tell them. I think.
I mean, yeah, if you wanted to have done that, there's definitely been some time in the air vents. Like before we go out, what are we going to tell Akuba? What's going to happen? What's the story?
So we found out. I think if you want, we can say we found out it's some kind of professional mercenary squad, and it seems like there was a fight. They've been injured and escaped the events with the emissary. We don't have to mention anything about the pariah or anything if we want to keep that, or the ambassador if we want to keep that quiet.
Yeah, let's give some information because otherwise it's going to look a bit incompetent.
Yeah, all I want to do is go to the sanatorium, see if there's any dot joining, and then tell them the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to give them that bit of information about the group of assassins through the vents, and then we'll do the sanatorium investigation, and then from there we can give them the rest of the information.
Yeah, as well, because it'll give them time if they want to, if we say they've escaped through the vents, they can then use their resources to check all the footage of different vent accesses and anything like that. So, while we're looking at the sanatorium.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't give her the full details, but you do warn them, or you do update them on the whole sort of, this is what we think. It's a mercenary team. Okay, cool. So yeah, you see.
They described us as expendable, didn't they? So.
Yeah.
Totally.
Let's make us not expendable.
So you can see Akuba is a bit like, okay, that's not a very big update to give to the judge, but I'm sure she'll appreciate it when I go for a lunch update. Later on this afternoon, we could meet up and watch the security footage. And she flings you a location for it. I have some matters to attend to in between, and yes, let's go. And she escorts you off the level.
So this was first thing, wasn't it? So we can go to the sanatorium and then update it when we go and look at the footage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Cool.
Right.
All right.
I suppose once we leave the elevator, we'll say our goodbyes to Akuba and head off to the sanatorium.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we head off to the sanatorium, possibly buy a kebab stand or something for lunch. Ramen stand.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I meant to see if the emissary had any good ramen flavors.
They didn't have any food.
Man,
except the lemon that Zellian
I had a
used.
lemon, which is done by lemon one.
Yeah.
I also want to.
They don't seem to eat or sleep.
On the way as well, I want to go via Ozone Plaza. I think that's the one with all the techie stuff as well.
Yeah.
Just to kind of check out for weaponsmiths as well.
Sure.
Even if we just put feelers out and then don't get anything back, but just quickly. But yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, when we go.
So as it's 10 o'clock, that happened fast. So I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I think it's time to say goodbye to everybody. And next week we will Ozone Plaza Sanatorium, CCTV.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us, folks.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That
Sorry
was
about
really
the
Awesome.
break.
awesome. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun listening to your string.
How far off we probably are.
Yeah.
If you're really far off, I can just change the plot. No, that was
Yeah.
true. They did do this. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
we were so committed to it that Millie's like, oh, they'll find a body. Yeah, why not? Let's make it those guys. Like, oh, all right.
Section of the book that says how to help complete idiots.
Who knows? If you read the book, you'll find out. As we usually do, we're going to play the awesome outro with the pretty art. I love the art. Thank you, Magnus Fulgren. It was awesome. And I still get Freely tweeted the art today on the Twitter channel. I was like, that's so cool. This
Yeah,
Kashar
it's
this
awesome.
week. It is awesome. It's never going to get old. Thank you very much for watching us. My name is Millie GM. I've been joined by James and
Hello.
Graham and Martin. It's been awesome, guys. Let me play.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, go. You say things.
Just thanks. Bye.
Thank you very much. It was fun. Bye-bye.
Bye.